So today we are talking about money mindset. And that's a big topic, I know for me, because I've had to reevaluate a lot of things, a lot of my assumptions about money, how you make money, how you keep money, how you establish wealth. So today we're going to look at our thoughts about money, um, some possible limiting beliefs, where they came from, how they've been shaped by our experiences, our culture, generational patterns, and hopefully release those that are getting in the way and developing some new ones that are going to support our growth financially. We want to let go of the scarcity mindset and embrace the mindset of abundance. So if you don't know me by now, I am Keisha Cox. I'm founder of the Wellness Connection, and we are a integrative or holistic wellness platform that's virtual, and we support um, many aspects of growth in many different ways. So this is one of our community offerings. We also have virtual mental health therapy, live yoga and meditation classes, and a resource library with tools such as shifting your mindset, um, self-talk, mindfulness, many resources. But with that said, I want to introduce Camilla Funches. Well, actually, you can introduce yourself. You probably do a better job than me.
You think so, but hi, I am Camilla Funches. I am a financial coach and I'm also a personal brand photographer, but we're here to talk about money, which involves both. But I have been in the industry for 11 years and I help people gain clarity about their finances so they have a clear direction. That's the general sense of what I do. And I'm a mother of twins, and I live in New York. And the thing I love about what the Wellness Connection is doing is we're healing each other in a holistic way, um, body, mind, spirit, and financial. So I love speaking about this topic because I feel it's a very important, especially in our community, to have this information and actually implement it. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that um may deter people just to start off. Uh, but then again, I think I'm gonna have Keisha ask me these questions. Are we asking the questions or are we asking the people the question and I ask it? I don't know.
It's up
But I'm
to
just gonna go over some things. I'm gonna go over some things. Yeah. It's that type of Sunday, guys. Sun is shining and things are going on. But just to start, talking about rewriting your financial story. Sorry about my wow. Okay. I don't get this much action on my notifications usually. My apologies, people.
hear them.
You can't? That's wonderful. Okay. So, rewriting your financial story. Uh, let's just get straight to it. Money isn't just math. Would you agree with that, doctor?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely emotional. It's behavioral, right? And most importantly, it's learned. Um, I'm not sure. I would like to ask you, like, what's your memory of what you were first taught about money growing up? Like, what did your parents instill in you, or anyone instill in you about money?
We never had enough.
Never,
Yeah,
never enough.
Yeah.
right. That didn't have enough. Did anyone show you where to put your money, uh, how to save it, anything like that?
Absolutely not.
Because we didn't have enough. So it's like if you're growing up with that type of mindset that, there's never enough, how would you even fathom thinking about saving, right?
So saving was definitely a big thing in my home, aka squandering, I think, more than saving. Not investing, but just like every every cent that you can, like just sort of put it away for a rainy day kind of thing, whenever
Yeah.
that rainy day may be. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think it felt more like squandering than saving. It wasn't like for me, it
Right.
didn't feel like a positive thing. It felt like you can't spend it. So again, it wasn't
Yeah.
enough. So you can't spend it, but you have to hold on to it. Because if there was enough, you wouldn't have to hold it so tightly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I always say, when I speak to my clients or I do a workshop, I tell them that I say my mom never taught me how to save to keep, but she definitely taught me how to save to spend. Um, it seems like, especially that generation, like, there's always a little white envelope in the drawer for birthdays, Christmas, right? So that's the squandering idea. Is like we gotta hold this together so we can get something because we don't have enough. So I love that how you said that, Keisha. Definitely. Um, and all of us have this money story, a different type of money story, beliefs we picked up from childhood experiences and even trauma, right? And we mentioned a few of them, but yeah, money is hard to keep, it can sound like that. I'm always behind. People like me don't build wealth. And that one is big to me because in the environment that I grew up in, there were no aspirations of wealth. It's just let's get by so we can live as comfortably as we like to, or as comfortably as we can. Not that we like to. Anyone else had that experience like that? Yeah. So the problem is if you don't challenge that story, you'll keep living it. So at least we're older now. We went through that. We've seen how that worked. So now it's time for us to do better. I remember, when we have kids, I think the whole goal of that is to make sure that they are better off than we were, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, and that's the whole thing of generational wealth. We're hearing that a lot now. But honestly, the way I feel about that is that these concepts were taught by us to those that are in control. They took that from us and left us wondering how do we do it when we were the ones that came up with it in the first place. So one of my main things of even getting into this business, being a photographer, like people are like, how's that work? But it works. Um, but I was just like, why can't it be me? Like, and can I grow? Can I be able to live like the people up the street? Even, we're from Yonkers, not so far from the Bronx, but we're not so far from Riverdale, which is the rich part of the Bronx, right? And we would look, my cousins lived up that way. And I would always be like, well, what's the difference between us just a mile away? And I think it's just the knowledge of the money, how to how to earn it and how to keep it was the difference between those family dynamics. So, and we only lived a mile away, which is mind blowing to me. But I think just going through a step, you got to heal your relationship with money, right? You can't build wealth with a broken relationship. You can't build anything with a broken relationship. So you
Can
want
I
to start
share
by
something with
say
you?
again?
Well, can I share something with the audience? Because I know I've shared with you. Um,
Yeah.
I had a yoga therapist, and one of the things that we talked about was manifesting things in my life. So she asked me to make a list of things that I wanted to manifest. So I was just like, I want to travel, I want, a nice home, just listen to things. So she said, "So you want money?" To know, I want the things. And she's like, "But you need money to get the things."
Yeah.
And something that I've also read, what she said to me is that if you want money, you have to be comfortable with liking money. And I think the
Mm,
narrative in our culture, money is the root of all evil, and you don't want to be greedy. And we have this idea of what rich people are like, right?
right.
Usually not a nice one. When you say think of a rich person, there's some negative characteristics that come to mind, which is not a fact, right? So I think
Right.
all these things, um, internally, even though I probably wasn't aware of it, was making me feel uncomfortable with having money. And if I'm not comfortable having money, what am I doing? Sabotaging the growth of wealth because in my head, wealthy is not a good thing. Even though I'm
Yeah,
saying out loud, I want to be wealthy. Actually, I wasn't saying those words. I was having trouble even saying those words. I wanted the things that one
right,
can afford, but even just saying that I want to be wealthy felt kind of dirty because of what I've been taught in my limiting beliefs. So one of the things that she told me, she was like, you have to be able to say, I love money. And I'm like, oh, I love money.
right.
That sounds terrible. Right? Um, but she's right. Like if I'm not comfortable saying I love it or want it, then how do I get it? How do I attract it? How do I feel
Exactly.
comfortable with having it and keeping it? Um, so that was one of the things that, came to me and realizing my own limiting beliefs and trying to work through that. And I'm still working on it, right? Because even like saying out loud, I love money, still like
Like, ew.
like a little feeling. I get a little feeling inside, even though I'm saying it, it's still not 100% comfortable, because of what I've been conditioned to think. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say the conditioning of it all. What are your thoughts about that, Dr. Johnson? Like, how do
Well,
you feel about money?
yeah, if I could piggyback on what Keisha just said, I was blessed and privileged to have met her in person just recently, and in the aftermath of this conference, I called her and I said, Keisha, that workshop that I conducted in Detroit, one of the workshop shop participants came up to me and said, "We would love to fly you to California uh, to do a workshop for our entire staff. It could be 1 day or 2 days." Really? Thank you, Jesus. Okay.
Right?
Uh, um, but my specific question for Keisha was, what should my rate be? What should I charge for something like this? Because I
Hmm.
literally didn't know. Um,
Yeah.
and the fact that I didn't know, despite my longevity in this field, says a lot about me and how I feel about money.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Um, being in the financial business where I am, as we know, I'm not on Wall Street. I help middle America. I'm helping middle class families, class families, gain an education so that they can get into the upper class. Like you have to have the information, and part of that, and even with that, and then there's my photography business. I've gone through the same thing
Mhm.
with that. And being in the financial industry it opened me up to knowing how do I price people? How do I do that? And the one word is value. What's your
Mhm.
value?
Mhm.
You know, how do you feel about the value of what you're bringing? How much does that cost? You
Mhm.
know,
You say
like
it
what
so
can it
matter of
bring?
fact, like, but that's not easy to answer. I have a
It's
hard time
not.
answering that.
I still have a hard time answering that. I've gotten a little better though, because with my photography, I'm very brazen in a way because I know my eye is great and I know I bring a lot of value to a shoot because I make people feel comfortable. I give them the best shots, candid or otherwise, and they go off happy. We and I want to thank Keisha for getting me back into my business because I took a hiatus and she invited me to Trinidad. And we did headshots there. And one of the participants, she was like, "Oh, I don't take great pictures. I don't know." And I was like, I'm snapping the whole way. I'm like, "No," I said, "What are you talking about? You have a great smile. You have a great this." I said, "Just be happy. Just show how happy you are to be on this beautiful island." And the pictures, she said, "I don't even know who that is," when I showed her the pictures I took. And I was like, "That's you."
Yeah.
So yeah, it starts within. Like, how do you value yourself? How do you value yourself? What value do you bring? Write it out, and then you can go from there.
Yeah, and I hear you loud and clear too. Uh, there's another dimension to this too, which I'm also struggling with, and that is, I think. it might be safe to say that we as Black people, um, that we tend to devalue or undervalue one another. For example, um, I have a clinical supervision practice, and I had a recent person say to me, Brother Dr. Johnson, you know me. Wh- what you ordinarily charge people, because we kind of know each other and all that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
give me a reduced rate. And foolish me, I agreed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Eh?
So
But
the point I'm making is that sometimes in business dealings with one another, um, we sort of unconsciously or inadvertently expect a cut rate because of our blackness, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
And also give it, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because you gave
and
it
and
willingly. And
Yeah.
I had that situation actually earlier this morning. I was speaking to one of my mentors, and she's doing the Reiki 3 practitioner training, and I asked her her costs, and she told me her cost. She said, "But we have a relationship, so I can work with you. I can get." I didn't ask for a discount.
right.
And she felt compelled to offer it, which I love the kindness of her heart. And I said to her, like, I appreciate that fully, but I also want you to be able to sustain in your business. And if you're not getting full rate, then how are you going to sustain? So I'm gonna, even though you offer it, and people call me crazy, but I care about her and I care about the community and I want her to be able to be successful too. So it's just like, if I can afford to pay it, I'm gonna pay it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
And even though and I like how you said that, out of the kindness of our heart, and I'm sure with your relationship with her, that's how that came across.
Yeah, we
I've
have a
also,
very close relationship, so it's not like, yeah.
yeah, I've experienced also though, even with some close relationships and some not, there's a level of, I call it disrespect, just because it evolves around the value. It's
Mhm.
like, not how much do you, not only how much do you value yourself, but how much of those people that call you friend also value you.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's like, I've started to take it as an insult if you give me a discount because I'm like, what do you mean? And not just because you don't think I can afford it, not that. It's just how much do you value my input in your business here? Like, I told people I was like, I don't really like people giving me money. I want to earn it,
Mhm.
right? So it's like, let me bring you some value so that I earn that money that I'm getting.
Hmm.
And literally, a friend of mine did that. I was a little short, especially with this economy and everything going on today, you know, and I'm an independent contractor. I work independently, so money's up and down. Um, and she wanted I want to give you this money. I said, no, let me earn it. And she was like, well, I don't know. She called me back and she was like, can you coach me on something that we, we were involved in? I was like, and she said, oh, it was, can you keep me accountable for a month
Hmm.
and I'll pay you $100, which is what I needed. And
Right.
I
Mhm.
was like, I'm giving to get, I'm giving to
Right.
get. And that made me, that not only, it's not that it just made me feel better, it gave me more confidence. It helps build the confidence. And that's the confidence what you need to be able to make sure you know what your value is. That's how
Mm.
you figure it out. And then we have this awesome tool, Keisha and I's best friend.
Mhm.
We have
Mhm.
chat. Put your ideas in there. Like, I'm this, you can say, I'm Dr. Johnson. And put all your, I've been in this industry for so years, and this is what I brought. This is what people said. What can I price a trip to California? And it'll
Mhm.
give you an idea, which will jog your memory. It
Mhm.
jog it a little bit to be able to say, you know what, I am worth that.
Mhm.
I just put together because I'm full of ideas. I blame it a little on Keisha
Mhm.
in a good way. And she has my brain going constantly, and I love it with ideas.
I
And
have
I came up with
harebrained schemes. That's me. I have all the harebrained schemes.
yes, and I follow. So, but I came up with another concept for my photography business, and I was, it gave me a price, and I was like, and I felt the fear in my whole body. I was like, and they said, "How do you like this?" I said, "It's okay. I'm a little hesitant." And they say, "You're probably hesitant because you don't think that, that what you do is worth it. Let me tell you why this is worth it. Bullet points." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Like that. And I was like, "Okay." And then they said, "Well, maybe I could switch it to, you can do it like this. Let's lessen the people, bring the price down so that, and then make it a whole certain thing, that brings more value. Like these are the founding members of this whole entity, and they're going to feel special and they're not going to mind paying this price," which is true because I think of myself looking at something that I need to further my career, as far as doing my research. And I'm like, is it worth it? You gotta like, it's about the mindset, which is what we're here for. It's like, it's not as it's like, is it worth it? And more so like, um, how much value would it bring this person? What type of presence am I having in their life that they're like, you know what, I'm gonna give you this money. I raised my hand. I did not raise my hand. But yes.
So
Um,
the two things that I think about um when pricing services is the market rate, like you said, like what is
that
this
too.
worth? But also your audience, and I think that's the part where we're struggling with, right? Like
Mhm.
our community and and realistically, some people can afford things more than others, more
Yes.
easily, right? So I know for me, a lot of times I go on the low end, I do underprice things because I want it to be accessible to people, more people. And the higher the price, the less accessibility there is. Um, so I think, that that's part of it because you don't want to sometimes, well, not you, I don't want to sometimes, limit the access to a certain population. So
Yeah.
I go a little lower. But a lot of people say, it's not necessary. It really depends. I think it's a personal thing, right? And maybe you just want exclusive clients and people who are very serious and going to prioritize and pay the full price. Um,
Yes, that's where I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
at. And it took me a minute.
There's another
Yes.
there's another ingredient too,
Hmm.
and I uh, Keisha, I have to say that I actually learned this through my recent talk with you regarding this whole pricing thing for California.
Hmm.
Um, um, in the um, on the heels of that conversation, I admit I consulted Chat GPT. Um,
It's our best friend.
If used correctly,
yeah.
right?
Um, I consulted ChatGPT, and that platform actually taught me something that I had not known. Um,
Mm,
that one key ingredient in a pricing model is years of experience.
hmm.
How
Absolutely.
long has the
Definitely.
presenter been doing this?
Right,
And
right.
I swear to God, I hadn't thought about that. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
um, so the fact that I've been doing this for a long time, that should factor into the negotiations in terms of the pricing thing.
Absolutely. Just like
Hmm.
a job,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Years of
yeah,
experience will
yeah,
pull you in at a
yeah,
higher rate than someone who's
yeah,
just starting out.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. And I happen to be one of those persons who believe that experience does matter. Um, uh, quick side note. It's one of the reasons why I used to tell students all the time that on the heels of being a newly minted MSW and you want to start a private practice, how can your fee rate be the same as someone who's been in the field for 10, 15 years?
Right.
It shouldn't be like that. You're just starting out.
Right.
So,
And also,
Yeah, that's
your education and training, right? Because some
yeah,
people will graduate and just go out, and some people invest more time and resources in getting further education, getting specializations and certifications, and all those, also contribute to the value that you're bringing.
yeah, yeah,
definitely, definitely. So even through this conversation, you can see that it's not about anything um more than just like healing the inner you. Yeah, and you have to um shift your mindset about how you think about money. As you can see that that's the foundation of even uh starting to change your financial footprint
yeah.
out
Uh,
here. Yeah.
if I could interject, uh, Keisha, I had indicated earlier that I had to log off early today, but I do have some potential good news before I do that. Um, and it's regarding California. On Friday evening, I called my contact in California
Mhm.
uh, just to see if he had received my proposal, which was very detailed and meticulous and all of that kind of stuff, and of course included my fee too. And I said, "Well, did you get a chance to review it?" Well, Dr. Johnson, I am sitting right here with my staff right now, just beginning to look over it. It looks real, real good though. And I'm going to call you on Monday um, so we can finalize negotiations. So I may have some good news for you at some point this week in terms of uh, the outcome of this whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And that, goes
Awesome.
to show don't be fearful of asking, requesting for what you feel like you deserve. Well, you have to feel like you deserve it first,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
think that's the key.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the outcome of this, Dr. Johnson.
yeah, I
I'm
appreciate
loving
it.
this journey.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Kim. I do confess that when I when I put the proposal together, um, that was uh, after I had spoken with Keisha and before I had consulted with
Oh.
ChatGPT. So I may have inadvertently lowballed myself,
Mm.
uh,
Yeah,
but but I did say in that proposal that that fee was negotiable, and I'm definitely gonna try to get a higher rate if we move forward here. Yeah.
right. And also, if presenting the higher fee doesn't work out, now going forward
Hmm.
what your fee should be. You can even keep it where it is now and have them give you referrals to,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to make up for what you didn't, you
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
charge them. So there's various ways.
I
But
appreciate
the
it.
important, you're welcome. It's the whole thing is that you actually now know
Hmm.
how to start pricing what your value is, that what you bring into the world,
Hmm.
into different entities. Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
definitely.
That's something
Yeah.
that's been coming up is sort of bartering, like it is money, actual physical money, right? You can gain
Mhm.
things. And I'm not saying like do anything for free, but
Right,
even as the offer came to me for the training, there's this idea of like she was doing other kinds of her, but also, there's things that I can offer her. So in exchange for, a reduced rate, maybe, and we didn't get into all that, but I think that's, also the idea, like I can help her with some things. And I think you had mentioned that too with one of your negotiations. It's just like, okay, if
Mhm.
you can't pay the full price, then maybe you can offer me something of value in return and bartering that way. Like the
Mhm.
referrals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because referrals are valuable.
Yeah.
But those will be people that'll pay you the rate you're supposed to be paid because you can tell them, like, don't mention what what our prices were. Just refer me and, explain to them the value that I brought, and then I'll discuss with them going forward.
Yeah.
So it's, fair and even, and everyone's happy.
Mhm. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Y'all have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for joining
Thank you.
us.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming through.
Okay.
There was something
Yay.
that reminded me of what a work that I was doing with one of my clients, and she was at her job, and you know how when people leave or either resign or get laid off, they start adding things onto your plate, and they added a lot of things onto her plate, and she
Yeah.
said I need to meet with them about getting more money. Um,
Yeah.
and what she said to me has stuck with me for years. And she said, I scheduled a meeting with my supervisor about my money. So I love that because she said that's
That's
my
right.
money. She claimed it
Mine.
was hers, and she got the bonus that she asked for. And she went in with that mentality, that's my money. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm I'm requesting that
Right.
you give me what's mine.
Exactly. I love that you said that because that is the key right there. Like the work that you're doing, Keisha, with the holistic healing and just, holistic way of living, that really is the key. The core of any difficulties or challenges that we have is from within. It's like once we heal that, then everything kind of seems like, wait a minute, what was I thinking before? It's
Right,
like I know I'm worth more than this. What is this? Because, you know, that's the shift from scarcity to ownership. Own what you're worth. Yeah, I like that. She said, that's my money. Because she already knew. I did the work. This is how I should be paid. And so that's my money.
right,
Yeah, I'm
right.
coming to get my money.
And I think a lot
All
of
the way
times
you
we
look at
feel like we're
things.
asking, like, please, please, can we have no.
Yes, sir.
No.
I'm not Tiny Tim, or whatever his name was, Oliver, Twist, whoever. Somebody gonna get me on that one. You don't know who that was? But yes, I do. But yeah, it all starts from within and actually also doing the work. You can know that you have to do these things. You can know how it's supposed to go. When are you going to implement it? Oh, I don't even know how to get started. There's coaches out here like Keisha and me that, we're guides. It's like I feel like we've gotten into this and really it hiked up since 2020 that we're on our own. We got to build our businesses on our own. We got to do all these things on our own, but we're supposed to have community. Like, remember when we were kids and your parents didn't mind you running around the neighborhood because everyone had their eyes on you,
Right, right.
right? It's like, 'cause I know Miss Sally got me in trouble when I was at McDonald's when I wasn't supposed to be at McDonald's. And now it's like, where's Miss Sally? Before I was like, I can't stand Miss Sally. But now, like, where's Miss Sally? We need more Miss Sallys. Keep an eye on your friends' children. And then, and that Miss Sally was able to even give me a whipping, I think. I never had to, but she had the ability to, she had permission, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we don't have that dynamic anymore. So now we have to seek out the people that we can trust and ask them to guide them. Like the way my business is set up with my finances, like I have coaches, I have mentors that, I always joke with my coach, shout out to Nicholas Stewart. Uh, he always got the foot nicely planted up there, to make sure that I stay on track, make sure I do what I gotta do because let's just face it, we can have a goal, we can have it set out, but if we let negative things infiltrate our mind, our air passage. I'm trying to think of what they used to call it, but we let that infiltrate and get into our heads, that will deter us, and then we're back at square one. So a lot of people don't like teams, they don't like mentors, they don't like coaches, but they're necessary to get to your goal, I feel, especially if you're not able to do it for yourself. How you
Right.
feel about that? Yeah. So, when you think about scarcity is always going to say there's never enough. I can never do that. This is impossible. But ownership says I can create it. Because guess what? We're creators. We can create what we want. I had a conversation last night. Huh? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we definitely can, and it starts,
Yeah.
what do you create? You start with your mind. Yeah.
Right. Like I just did a little, well, the conversation I had last night, it was and me, white self-existing when I'm always in the north. And I had to remember, and that's just a thing for me to remember. Okay, slow down, come down to, and not down like someone's below me, but just I'm just flying high. And I'm like, I gotta come back to where people and meet people where they are. So when having this conversation, I have an idea about money and how everything works, and the person had a different idea. And I felt like the person had this idea, like it to me, it feels like, why are we always waiting for when when are we gonna get what we deserve? Give me what I'm supposed to get. Why are you not giving me? And I'm like, because they don't want to. They want to keep it for themselves. So what do you do? Right? What do you do when the source that you think is the only source does not want to do for you? Got to create it yourself. The problem is sometimes people don't want to create it themselves for various reasons. Most of it kind of being lazy. I can say that with confidence because I was one of those people. Like, I don't feel like doing this and I don't feel like doing that. Oh, I got to do all that to do this. But at the same time, I realize you do have to go through things to get what you want.
I think even that word lazy, I remember I had that, I don't know if you remember
Right.
say that. And I don't believe in that word, even though I use it, and I'm trying to release that because I think
Yeah.
if you saw a direct connection, like if I did this, then there's $1 million waiting for me at the end of this, and you knew that was guaranteed, there would be no hesitation. It's not
Yeah.
that you don't want to do the work per se, but you don't feel like it may be beneficial, and you doubt the benefits of doing the work. But if you saw the direct benefits to it, that lazy would go out the window, right? So
I
again,
think
it's
so.
that mindset, that belief that
Hmm.
it can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why you gotta work on you gotta work on your mindset. That's number one. You could say, okay, you want to win the lottery, you know what to do with that money when you win it? Is it gonna go to where it's supposed to go, or you just gonna go crazy? Because people don't realize it's not enough to want the money. It's you have to prepare for it. All these celebrities out here bankrupt, right? Claiming bankruptcy. I said just because they make movies does not mean that they know how to keep their money. They made the money, but they don't know how to keep it. And part of it, they don't even make as much as we think. Everyone assumes, you know. Um, and so it always boils down to your thoughts about money, how it's set up within you, and then, all right, let me, create systems to make sure I get it, right? Because the shift is everything. Because when you believe the money is limited, you play defense, right? I think that's kind of what you were talking about with the scarcity. When you believe you can generate and grow and attract it, you start making more power moves, make more powerful moves. And that's the whole thing when I say it gives you more confidence, right?
Absolutely. I'm
Hmm.
gonna, I don't want to interrupt, but before I forget, as you were speaking, I'm gonna put a free offer in the chats for anyone who is interested, in terms of working on this mindset and how to, represent yourself as a professional. And it's a Build Your
Hmm.
Brand workbook. I will post a link and you can download it for free.
Awesome. I like free stuff. I will pay for the good stuff, but I like free stuff, especially when it's great.
Right, and obviously there's different levels to it. The free is going to be your introduction, and I value myself as a professional, so I'm not going to sit for you with hours, for hours and coach you through this for free. That's not sustainable for me.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
the more in detail you want to get, then obviously there's going to be, some cost, but just to get you an introduction to see if there's something that you might even, be able to
Yeah.
benefit from. So you can determine the value.
Exactly. Like here it is, you know, and I love that I adopted the word invest because that's pretty much what it is. And like you said, it's like, am I getting a return on this? Like everything comes back to financial lingo most of the time. Am I getting a return on this investment? What's my ROI? You
Exactly.
know? Um, and I think there was a thought that I had, of course, it flew away into thought land. Guys, this is the beauty of getting older. I love it. Um, so if it comes back to me, I'll come back to it. But another point I wanted to make is about making aligned financial decisions. Okay.
Before you do that, or while you're doing
Yes.
that, can you post
Mhm.
your scheduling link? Or I don't know if there's
Yeah.
something else you want to use because it's free to talk to you, right?
Girl, it is free to speak to me. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. And thank you for bringing that. I don't think it was the main point I wanted to make, but it's one point I wanted to make. And I will put that in the chat momentarily. Um, a lot of people are very thirsty, hungry for the knowledge,
Hmm.
but based on conditioning and how things were set up the way we were growing up, they have thoughts about it that they can't let go. There's a word for that, but I couldn't think of it. Um, and people will literally shoot themselves in the foot, so to speak, because they've made up their mind about how it goes, how they think it goes, without asking the questions. And I've learned to not blame them for that because of the fear of how we were set up with the fear of even asking these type of questions because everything costs. Consultation with the lawyer, 500 an hour, right? Consultation with different financial professionals costs money. That's the beauty of what I do. It's free to speak to me because my main goal is not for me. I mean, my main goal is to help you and to help me too. It's what is it? I am at a loss for words
Oh,
today.
see?
Mutual.
Mutual. Yes.
Yes. It's a
Yes.
mutual transaction. And how that works is, I help you, you tell me what you need, I give you the solutions, and I can also help you implement them. So in that way, your money is going towards you, your protection of your money, the keeping of your money, the saving, the growth of your money, that all goes to you. I'm just a catalyst here to help you, but guess what? When you implement those things, the company pays me. That's how I get paid. I'm not looking for your money. We had a Women Empowering Women event in Delaware a couple of years ago. And there was a young lady. She said, I need to know how to save. I need to know how to do these things. I'm like, this is great. Yeah, let's talk about it. Months went by, I'm reaching out. She's not calling me back. And when we finally got on, hey, she said, yeah, I just felt bad that I kept, missing our appointments, but I just wasn't ready. I'm not ready now. I said, well, what are you not ready for? This is an informational session. And she said, well, don't you charge for that? Didn't ask me. She just assumed months. And when you think about numbers, so much money could have been saved in those months, right? So I told her, I said, well, I don't charge to talk to you. She said, oh, I said, because of yeah. I said, no, it's free to speak to me. And that's where that hashtag came from because I'm like, wow, maybe that's why a lot of people are not calling me back. They think that I charge them to talk. And I
In
understand
that
that.
society that we're paying for everything, there's a charge for everything. And I think,
Mhm.
I've been reaching to get back to our, traditional African practices and practicing Ubuntu where, I am because we are and we are because I am. So there's a reciprocity there. If you're doing well, I'm gonna do well. And vice
Right,
versa. If I'm doing well, you're doing well. There's no me trying to get over on you or taking advantage. Um, or vice versa. Like we're in this together, you know?
right. Like, but we've been, and it's like, again, can't blame people sometimes, but at the same time, we need to evolve
Right. That's
because
conditioning. We want to let go of those limiting beliefs.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, so definitely my info is in the chat.
Trying to get it to
Remember,
off, but I'm a little challenged sometimes. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. Gonna post it in Facebook as well.
okay, thank you.
I can figure out where it is.
Listen, I'll tell you guys, this Keisha acts like she don't know what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she does it well.
Yeah, I think
Because I'm like, you do, yeah, I don't know what you're doing over there. I don't know.
trying to
I'm like,
navigate
yeah,
all the platforms.
you put it in there. You know how to do that? That's cool. Maybe one day I'll learn from you. But that's what I'm in the business of. Business of learning and business of helping people comprehend what they need to comprehend so they can move and evolve. Period.
Right.
I think that's all we need to be concentrating on.
And I realize, and money is one thing, but I think it goes across all different topics.
Yes.
We can have the tools, but if we don't know what to do with the tools, we're not getting anywhere. And that when I say what to do with it, it is the mindset, right? Like we all know how to eat healthy and lose weight. We all know how to exercise, but are we doing it, right? And looking at why we are or aren't doing it. Like you don't need me to tell you like what a healthy diet looks like. We have access to all this information. If you don't know it, you can Google it, ask ChatGPT. You have access to all this, but I shouldn't say you. I I do.
Yeah.
And do I use it all the time? No. And it helps examine what the blocks are because it's not always the knowledge, it's not always the access, it's the mindset. And we
Yep.
got to work on releasing those conditionings. And one way to do it is being in community, with other people that are doing it or on the path to doing it, so we can help each other.
Yeah. And I feel like in our time of life right now, which I just remember dreaming about it, being here in 2026. Um, it's amazing. I told people, I said, all the things I used to be worried about, involved in 20s, 30s, like I feel like the 20s is just it's a higher level of teenage because, our frontal lobe don't even close until we're 25. So, we're out here being reckless. But the older you get, the more you want to move closer to the life that you actually want, right? You want to move closer to that. I told someone, I said, my only, uh, not worries, my only concerns are what do I need to do to make sure that when it's my time, I'm at peace. When it's my time, I'm where I want to be with me, with the higher power, and mostly just me and the higher power, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, where we going? Wherever your beliefs are is where, and where you think we're going, we going. People that believe in reincarnation to say, I'll be back. But there's even some little things with reincarnation that I didn't look at before. Somebody pointed out to me, but it's like the older we get, the more it's like it's stop cut the nonsense out and just literally cut the nonsense out. Whatever is making no sense, let's not do that anymore. But everything is mindset, right? Let's not do that anymore. You know, you want to think about when it comes back to money, you want to think. before you spend, before you save or invest. You want to ask yourself that question. What am, is what I'm doing when I spend, when I save, when I invest, is that moving me closer to the life I actually want? And if it's not, sometimes that wakes you up because I know that I've done things blindly. Blindly means just, I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I don't care because that's what I want to do right now. I don't care that I know that I'm doing the wrong thing. I want to do it right now because that's what I want. I want to feel good right now. At least
Now
that's
you're
how it
talking
sounds
about
to me.
me.
Uh,
So you talking about me?
yeah,
I've said
yeah.
that. I've said
Oh
that.
yeah. I say it every day. I say it every day. And it's like, and the fact that you know that, like, I don't know. And guys, it may sound weird, but the older I get, the more I talk to myself, right? I feel like it's necessary. It's starting to feel like a necessity because you're the only one that can evolve and change your thoughts and your moves. So it's like when I talk to myself like that, I just want to do what I want to do. It's like, and next week you'll be mad, right? What are you doing? Like, so how can we, that's it, and that's the beauty of taking a step back. Let's think. Clearing your mind. How do I clear my mind? I meditate. I do some breath work, which guys, when you look on the Wellness Connection LLC, look up breath work and getting into that with Keisha because when I tell you it moves mountains. I didn't think breathing a certain way can change your whole setup, mind, body, and spirit. It's crazy. Crazy good. Um,
I want to interject
and
really quickly. Oh, you still have more?
no, no,
Oh,
go ahead.
I feel like you're the practical no nonsense auntie that you're gonna tell it how it is, and then I'm like
Yes,
the soft, slightly spiritual auntie. I'm gonna give it into a softer way.
these are our
Right?
conversations every day, guy.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing, but the delivery is different. So we're speaking two different languages, right? So
Yeah,
one of us is saying in French, one's saying in Spanish, but we're saying the same thing.
yeah,
When you want to manifest a certain thing in your life and financially, you want to manifest that, you want to do things that align with that goal that you're manifesting
exactly.
and stay in alignment with that goal.
Yeah, because yeah, I agree.
That's what you said, but you just said it in a different language.
I did.
Right.
See the beauty of teamwork, guys. The beauty of community because you can sit there and have thoughts that will spiral you into a ditch. And there's so many times because as you can hear with my struggle with words, um, Keisha here will do that for me. I love talking to her about these things because I'm like, well, this is what this, and I don't, and she's like, "No, well, maybe you want to say it like this. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's okay.
I get
My
paid.
bad.
I get paid to listen and reflect, right? And
She does this.
yeah. Right, right. And I'm just listening. I'm hearing the message. I think sometimes people get caught up in words and they want to debate like the words. And yes, we should be careful with the words, but at the same time, it's like if you're open, then you're going to listen to the message. And that's the message I received
Yes.
from what you were saying. Be
Awesome.
aligned with what you want to manifest and move in
Exactly.
alignment with that.
Most definitely. Because alignment definitely means your money reflects your values and your future, not just your impulses,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And that question we asked earlier, you know, does this move me closer to the life I actually want? That alone will help you change your habits. It's showing up for yourself. I'm that type of person though. I can show up for myself. However, as I discovered conversation I had yesterday, I was like, I need a chef. If I had a chef, I'd be this big. You know, like I would be healthy, and not even it doesn't really matter the size, but I would be healthy. I'd be healthier because I am healthy. I'm healthier than most, but I would be healthier. I'd be able to move. the way I want to move and things like that. Because I know that I am open to instructions when I know it brings me value.
Hmm.
And I feel like people get caught up in don't tell me what to do. Because I definitely don't want people telling me what to do unless it brings me value. If it, I was just looking at the Jill Scott said, you can't tell me what to do. If you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you cannot tell me what to do. And it sounds repetitive, but it makes sense. It's like if you're not at a position where you have some authority and telling me what I need to do, then I need you to
Right.
shut it, right? Or be quiet is a better way to say that. Yeah. But I wanted to piggyback a little bit off of when you talked about manifestation
Hmm.
and the definition. I had a quick little definition here when I saw this. I was like, he should be knowing. He should know these things. It's
Francine.
just yeah. It's manifestation equals action plus belief. I really feel it should be belief plus action because you gotta believe it first. If
Hmm.
you don't believe it, why you expect anyone else to believe it, right?
True, but I also see it the other way. I think both are true, right? Because the actions fortify the beliefs, it reinforces the beliefs. Because if you have a belief in all the things, you're not doing anything, right, to support
Right.
it, or your actions are doing things to disprove this belief, then the belief is going to fade away.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I think it's not maybe one before the other, but they kind of go back and forth, right? Sort of
Yeah.
signals in
It
a
could,
way.
yeah. It can go back and forth. And I don't know what to call it, but I'm a follower of structure. I love structure. And for some reason, it doesn't matter if it holds me up. It's got to go in order for some reason. So
Yeah.
that's why
So
I'm
I'm gonna
like,
I'm gonna share in terms of like therapy when we're working with well, not we, because there's different ways to approach things. So when I'm working with clients who are stuck in a sense, and a lot of times it's people who are depressed and they're like, well, nothing's work. And there's a saying, it's don't wait until you feel good to do it to feel good. So even if you don't think it's gonna work, do it.
yes,
And if you continue to be repetitive and consistent with the action, eventually something is going to break. So I think that's why I was kind of like, yeah, I see what you're saying, because usually I say you have to start with here, but sometimes if it ain't here, you just do the thing. And when you do the thing, then it becomes a part of this.
yes,
Yeah.
that is such a fact.
Mhm.
That's such a fact because if you wait to feel like it's never happening. It's never gonna happen
Right.
because when are you gonna feel like it? Like everything that, especially in the field that we're in, and we're doing webinars, we're doing conferences, we're doing a lot of things. And it's like, do we always feel like it though?
I'm thinking about even when I was like living in the gym, there was a point in time
Right.
my wife to live in the gym, and I would get up in the morning. I didn't get up saying, "Ooh, I want to go to the gym. Can't wait to get there." I'm so no.
Right.
It was something like, "Okay, I need to go to the gym," and sometimes I go in there not with the best mindset. Oh, like, mumbling and grumbling, but I still went. And then after I got there and got into my workout and it's done, I feel so good after it's done. And
Yep.
that would get me to goals because I knew once it was done, I'd feel good. I didn't feel good going into it all the time. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, but the action
Yeah.
created the
Belief.
fortified that belief. Like, oh, I did this. Like I'm crushing my goal. Yeah. So so yeah, it is a back and forth. We need both to
Yeah.
manifest. I think sometimes people lean into one.
Yeah. They only lean into one. And it's always, just from my observations, it always seems to people just want to be comfortable. But sometimes comfort could kill you. Comfort could delay you. Comfort could leave you in a ditch.
Not
Because I don't know why
comfortable.
I'm fascinated with ditches, but yeah,
Growth is not comfortable, right? You
It's
have to
not.
be uncomfortable to shift and change. We need challenges to grow. I do talk about ditches a lot too, but I don't know if that's a youngest thing, maybe. Maybe you
YO.
saw that. Yeah.
YO in the building. But yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, lost that thought. So manifestation, right? It left. But yeah, it's definitely action and belief, belief in action, a clear vision, strong belief, and could not just and like yes, action and belief, but it's like a strong belief and a consistent action. You can't do it once and then expect it to just keep going if you don't keep it going.
Right.
You got to keep it going. You're not just gonna back to money, you're not gonna just attract the money. You gotta become the person who manages, multiplies, and respects it.
Hmm.
And what does that deal with? Your mindset.
Yeah.
It's all about your mindset. It's like you have to see what do I think about money and why. And the conditioning is deep because it even gets political. I'm not getting political, but it gets political.
Mhm.
And it involves all of that because again, I feel like we're sitting here. Why they not giving us? I'm like, why can't we take the tools that we see and use them for ourselves? Because they're accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't think that they're accessible. And
Yeah.
that's the power of what I bring, right? When you sit down and talk to me about your concerns, about your finances, we sit together. I'm not there to dictate what you should do. Just tell me what you need. Tell me what you need, and then I can help you devise a plan. We can devise a plan. It could be all your idea. It doesn't matter. But the fact that we sat down, I'm able to help you be clear and direct with what you need will move you along.
Right.
That's why I love what I do. I love what I do.
And I think a lot of times we get this idea that things happen overnight. I think, I don't
That
want to blame
too.
media and social media and the general media, but we only see the triumph. We don't see what goes into it. And when you talk about conditioning, we have close to 50 years of this conditioning, right? We've been told this message, we've been given this message our entire lives. How are we going to change it in one day? We got to put the work
Yeah.
in, and
Yeah.
maybe it's not going to take another 50, maybe another half a century to change it, but it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen
Mhm.
overnight. So be patient with yourself, give yourself grace and stay consistent. It's like again, when I started my fitness journey, I would go work out and then get on the scale like right after, like, did I lose weight yet? Look in the mirror, like, you're not going to see the weight come off that day. You got to be consistent. And over time, little by little, it shifts and changes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And yeah, the whole thing with just your body. I remember when I lost 40 pounds, I felt great. I had the gym lingo going. I was like, check these quads out, hammies. I was like, kissing biceps and stuff. Feeling great. And,
Wait,
shout out to my mama.
I got a bar. Cammy got hammies. Hey. All right, sorry, y'all.
I like it. Can't, because now I'm gonna use that all the time. Now, Cammy got hammies. Now, see, guys, look at that. Just that little thing right there is motivating me to go do hamstring exercises so that I can live up to this name. That's what's going on a little bit in my head. I'm like, I gotta be Cammy with the hammies. We are this crazy since 1985. Now, yeah, my mama, RIP to the wow. Yesterday was the third anniversary. Side note, guys. I was feeling off yesterday. I was feeling off and I wasn't sure why. I think that was why. Keisha, I need you to take over because I think someone's knocking on my door. I gotta
Of course.
handle that for a hot second. My apologies,
Okay.
guys.
I think we were close to at time, so I don't know if she had any final words, but I do want to leave you with the final question, and maybe she'll come back in time to add to it. But I think the final question is, if you became the version of yourself who manages and multiplies money well, What would you start doing differently today? So think about one action step that you can implement today. And it doesn't have to be a big grand gesture. Sometimes it can, the small, simple steps add up. And I think starting where you're at and not making it too difficult so that you can implement it is the key. So we want to take really small steps and grow at a comfortable pace. So think about one action step. It may be just checking your credit score. It may be opening that investment account, right? It may be scheduling a call with Cam, so just one step that you can take today that will be aligned with your future goal that you want to manifest. Something that will help you shift your money mindset, something that will take you from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, and lead you to living this wealthy life. So those are my final and parting words. I hope that that was full. Oh, I was just actually closing out. I don't know if there's anything you want to add before we go. I left the final question about one actionable step, um, making it small, easily attainable.
Yep.
Um, some suggestions, schedule a call with you,
Yes.
check your credit score. Open a savings or investment account, like do something, or not even you don't even have to open it. Just look at one that's available, right? Look at the
That,
option.
yeah. Look
Yeah.
at that. And just, and I kind of had my final thought laid out, and you probably covered it all. I might repeat what she just said for the most part, but just a final thought about this money. Your current financial situation is not your final destination. As she says, it's never too late. Hey, it's a reflection of your past patterns. So, but the good news is the patterns can be changed if you're willing to change them. So today, she did say this, start rewriting your money story from fear to confidence, right? From scarcity to opportunity and from confusion to clarity. Because that's what we need, guys. We just need to be clear about it. Because once your mindset shifts, your money will follow. But if you stay thinking, I'll never have it, because words matter. Words matter more. And people like to say that, but I don't think they fully understand that words matter. If you say you're broke, then you'll be broke. If you say you're abundant, you will be abundant. If you say I have money, it may not be in your hand right now, but you'll be on the road to it. And that's where the patience comes in, right? You gotta be patient. It's not gonna happen right away. Like, let's be real, right? So definitely, um, while you're doing that, even if you don't even know where to start, click on my Calendly. We'll have a conversation because it's free to speak to me, right? We can have a conversation. We can have a conversation. You say, you know what? I got this. Thank you so much. And you go and do what you need to do. And I'm good with that. But if you have no clue where to go, how to turn, how to even start, that's something I can help you with our consultation, which is free because it's free to speak to me. I just got to say that again because people, I don't know. Even though I say that, they think they got to pay, but it's cool.
I love that. I love that. And you just reminded me of something else that I want to share that
Yeah,
when
me
you
too.
want to challenge your beliefs, you don't want to have the answers to questions that you haven't asked. And someone said that to me the other day, and it's sticking with me. If we're coming into this with limiting beliefs, we believe those things are facts, and we're not asking the questions because we think we already have the answer. So let's approach things like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Curiosity. Ask the questions. This is all brand
Yeah.
new. Yes. Why? Why?
Why?
Why? Right? So come with the questions. I think we talk ourselves out of things because we think we have the answers. And if we're challenging these past beliefs, which is keeping us in a situation that we're not happy with, then we have to switch to something else and do it differently.
Most definitely. And the last thing I'm going to add, um, being that I said that, if you just are not, you want to talk to somebody or you want to be, maybe you're not ready to implement anything. Maybe you're not ready to have a full conversation. I have a money mindset WhatsApp group that you can definitely join. And you could come in. I post things just about every day to get your mindset right so that you can use that to help you with making sure your mindset is good, and then we can have a call after that. Either way, you're starting to make the moves towards being more present and shifting your mindset so that you can gain that abundance that you want. So WhatsApp on my computer is weird. So I'm trying to
I
put it in here.
it, but
Here we go. Yay.
no, I
So
don't
yeah,
know if it'll let me do it. It says admin.
that's okay.
There.
Oh, wait, no, it's not okay because it did not copy. Oh, copy the link. All right.
I'm also going to share the Women Empowering Women group for those of you that's on Facebook. You want to stay in community with the two of us. I know we're a little kooky, but we do try to share great information and support each other. Um, and as soon as I figure out how to do that, I will share that. I'm going to share it on Facebook, and I don't know how to share it on here, but I'm going to figure it out.
It shall work. And yeah, and remember, guys, crazy means good. Crazy makes you money. Think about that. Craziest people in the world made some money. Not the corrupt ones, the good ones. But yeah, this has been awesome. I feel like we should have a money mindset every month or something.
Well, I
Stay
mean,
tuned.
something you can do. Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Guys, when you watch this webinar and you decide that you think I could use this every month, just text me, let me know. Because guess what? I want to make sure people gonna show up. Okay? I want to put it on, but nobody wants it. So if you want a money mindset workshop, a monthly money mindset workshop, make sure you hit me up in the chat, on the Calendly, on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm everywhere. Just hit me up. Yeah, I might as well say what my Instagram is. It's Focus Cam Fin Coach. That's my Instagram. Maybe I'll put that here like that. And yeah, that's on Facebook. That's on Instagram. And come talk to me. Let's have a conversation. It's free.
All right. Anything else? I just wanted to post the women empowering women, but it's taking me a second to get it together. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Women Empowering Women is a platform, a community that we created together, because we saw a need for us to be able to support each other. We are out
Yes.
here, um, we're out here, we don't have to do it all alone, I think that, sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. I think that a lot of times we lean a lot into independence and we have this idea that we have to do everything alone in order to be successful. And I think it's quite the opposite. It's about um, being in community um, that helps us thrive and do things that are sustainable. When you do things alone, you end up burning out, fizzling out, and
I know it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. We're not supposed to do these things alone, guys.
we're not
Reach
meant to,
out.
yeah, we're definitely not meant to live alone.
Nope.
There's a lot of information here. I think it's too much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
but
right. So
definitely.
sorry about that. I'll post it in the chat manually. But until next time, thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow at the Wellness Connection LLC at Focus Cam Financial. That's with a PH.
Yep.
Um, Focus Cam Photography. Anything else? Good?
And the money mindset in WhatsApp, money mindset. Um, but definitely, and use my Calendly. I don't bite.
All right. Until next time, peace and blessings, everyone.